What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Off-Nerd Show. Today we're looking at the Masters of the Universe Origins Wave 4 figures, and in this set we've got Hordak, Tri-Klops, Ninjor, and Stratos. So this is a different set, at least from what I've always known, is that usually they split them half and half with two good guys, two bad guys, but this time we only have one good guy and the other three are bad, so that's a little bit weird, but it's awesome to get Hordak, another villain to throw in with your collection, like, another lead villain like Skeletor, and then Tri-Klops. Always have to have a Tri-Klops, and I've actually shown this figure before with like the special Comic-Con one, and then Ninjor is pretty cool as well. Just the evil ninja is always awesome, and Stratos has always been one of my more favorite Masters characters, so pretty cool wave just overall with some good characters, I feel. So I'm excited to check these out, so let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with Hordak, which is the leader of the evil horde and was a former mentor of Skeletor until Skeletor betrayed him and trapped him into another dimension, where he would then eventually become the arch nemesis of She-Ra. So Hordak looks pretty cool here, and of course is more, I guess you'd say, more powerful and evil, I guess, than Skeletor, but overall looks pretty cool here. So Hordak has a lot of like black and gray, so has this black color around his head, and then the face design of Hordak, whatever it's supposed to be, looks sort of skeletonish, but also just like a weird like alien sort of creature with all like the dimples on the head there in like the yellowish cream sort of color with the red eyes surrounded by all black and then the red teeth there as well. So it just looks very evil and creepy. Has the gray skin, so it's like just dark gray color for the skin piece, but has the black armor, so black armor with the big red bat for the logo of Hordak there, as well as the bat logo there on like the armband, black gloves, black boots, and again has like the Skeletor type feet with like the web toe design with the red bat design on there as well. And then it has the underwear piece like much of the other Masters characters. So it's like the fur underwear in black with the silver belt around it, and then it has a cape on the back as well, so this red cape design. So overall looks pretty cool. It's a nice evil character, but of course not a main thing in the Masters of the Universe, so not really a big deal there. But as mentioned, it is the villain of She-Ra, so here we have the She-Ra figure. So there is She-Ra next to Hordak, and this is a She-Ra we've modified a little bit, but there's Hordak and She-Ra, the two enemies to fight against each other. But let's go and do Hordak's move, so his head can twist around there, so yeah, can get twist all the way around, and then can look down just about that far and up a little bit, so very little shaking in the head, but the shoulders can come up to 90 there and rotate all the way around. We get the single elbow joint that can bend there, so it comes up, I guess, close to 90, it's hard to really tell, but it has some rotation in there as well. And then we get the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. We get a twist at the waist, so you can just twist all the way around there, and then the hips can come up a little bit, so very little moving back and forth, but it can come out to the side that far, not far off from doing the splits. And we get the single knee joint that can bend up there close to 90 and has the rotation in it, so it can rotate around within there. And then we get the shin twist at the top of the boot as well that can twist around, and the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So of course, as we've seen with the past figures, and as we'll see through this entire way, pretty much all the figures have the exact same movement, so we're not going to get anything new or inspired there. But I like the look overall. Of course, these origins being based off the classic 80s figures, so they have pretty much similar big body designs with the big upper bodies and the small little legs. So sometimes they are harder to stand, and sometimes their joints get loose, so it makes them fall over easier. But overall, like Hordak here is still pretty good. But he also comes with some accessories. So first off, we get the crossbow. So we have this all white crossbow design with like a creature head on the end of it. So it looks pretty cool in the crossbow design that you can put onto his arm, and it even has a little thing. If you push down here, it'll shoot it off a little bit. So it doesn't really do too much, but you can stick a character here and release it, and it'll put enough pressure on to like knock it over or whatever. But so that's pretty cool, I guess. But let's go and put this on his hand. So there's the crossbow on Hordak's hand, I guess arm or whatever. You just clip it on there. And then also comes with this bat monster that you can clip onto its hand. So it's got this red like bat monster design. So it has the face on there with the big bat wings. So we have this that we can then take and put on an arm, and has this little piece that can slide around and then pop in, kind of stick it on the arm. So let's try and do that. So there's that bat creature on Hordak's arm, and that looks pretty cool overall just for Hordak. I think it's a cool looking character. Just wish there was maybe a little bit more color to it or something, but still just overall looks pretty cool. And next up, we've got our one good guy from the pack, which is Stratos, which is the leader of the bird people of Avian. And he's a close ally of He-Man with the power of flight, acrobatic skills, and a sharp bird eye for spine. So he looks pretty cool overall. And I think as I read, he has the body of Beastman. So they just took Beastman's body, just painted it all gray. So you can see the fur there on his chest and on the arms and legs. So he has Beastman's body, but then just has, additional head there for Stratos. So it has this weird, so it's kind of like a bird beak-like mouth, just the way it's designed. But it has some like chin hair or something, which which is kind of funny. And then this all red helmet piece with the blue design around it. So nice adds of colors of the red and blue there, which is cool. Then he has this chest harness piece there in all red with some feathers up there on the shoulders, and on the back it has like this jetpack, so I assume that helps him like fly or whatever. And then he's got the blue fur underwear with the red belt around it there. So overall looks pretty cool there for Stratos. Now for movements, get the head that can twist all the way around, and you can look down that far and up that far, so pretty decent movements for the head there. Shoulders up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get the single elbow joint that bends to 90 with the rotation, and then the wrist twist around and flex back and forth. Twist all the way around at the waist. Hips can come up a little bit out to the side that far. We get the single knee joint that bends to 90, and of course there's the rotation in there. Rotation at the shin twist all the way around, and then the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side. So as I said, yeah, they're all going to pretty much have the exact same joints. And the only accessory we get with Stratos is we get his wings that of course help him fly. And these are nice blue wing designs that you can just clip onto his arms. I like the design. It's weird he doesn't just have them automatically because, you know, he's a bird person, but has the nice wings there. I hope I put them on right. I feel those are backwards, but I think the curve is right, but I think they go on the other way. I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm just going to go with that's the design because I think that looks the best just with the curve of the arms and everything. Of course, I'll look a picture up. So if I'm wrong, I'll let you know now. But I think overall that looks cool, and that blue adds some pop of color with all the gray and stuff. So the blue and red there on the gray sort of background look really cool. So I think he looks awesome. And next up we have Tri-Klops, which was an evil minion of Skeletor and a skilled hunter and swordsman. And we've already seen Tri-Klops before when I did that Mattel Creations exclusive version. So we've already kind of looked at this and we've seen it in the Masterverse versions. So Tri-Klops definitely isn't new on this channel or anything. But we know him with the Tri-Klops, so like Cyclops, but he has 3 eyes this time. So you can see the 3 eyes there around his head that we can twist around. But each eye does something different. So we have night vision, gamma vision, and distavision. I don't know which one goes exactly with each eye, but we have that there. And as I said, you can sort of twist them around so you can do each eye, whichever you want there, but I always like to just leave the red eye on. But then we can see his face underneath. You can see his mouth and nose and stuff there for his head. He's got mostly bearskin armor, you know, pretty much it looks just like He-Man, just has black boots and the black fur, but an orange belt with orange wristbands, and then he has this covering over the top, so has this orange collar with some green as well, so just like the upper top covering sort of armor pieces. So overall he looks pretty cool, but pretty plain as well. But for his movements, of course, we have the eye that can twist around, but then the head itself can twist all the way around, and you look forward and backwards there. So decent movements once again. Shoulders up to 90, rotate around. We get the single elbow joint that bends to 90 with the rotation, the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. One twist all the way around at the waist, hips up a little out to the side that far, single knee joint that bends back to 90 with the rotation in it, rotation at the top of the boot, and the foot flex back and forth and twist side to side. So he looks pretty cool, but again, kind of boring because we've seen him so many times. And he comes with his weapon of the sword. So we get his sword with like the moon sword design there on the hill, and then the all green sword. So at this, we can stick it into his back. So it's the little holder there. So you can stick it back in there, or we can just take it and put it into his hand. And there's Tri-Klops with the sword. That looks pretty cool. So I like Tri-Klops overall just because he's a very common character, but we've seen him so many times, so it makes him a little boring. But our final character of the wave is Ninjor, which is a shinobi warrior that works for Skeletor, and his body-wise is pretty much a lot like Skeletor, especially down in the legs where he's got the red boots, but it's got the 3 toe pieces, and so that looks much like Skeletor. All black legs going into the black fur with the red belt, red gloves, got a big black chest covering with a nice dragon and sword on it there, which looks pretty cool, and there's the round in the back, and then he's got the all face covering there, so you can't see his identity, of course, since he's like a ninja, so you can only see around his eyes, and the rest of it's all covered in black, and it has a nice texture, which is pretty cool. And we can do his movements of head can twist all the way around, a little bit difficult seems like because of the big thick armor or whatever, and look down that far and up that far. So again, same sort of movements. Shoulders up to 90, rotate around, single elbow joint bends to 90 with the rotation, and the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. Twist all the way around at the waist, hips up a little out to the side that far, single knee joint that bends to 90, and there's the rotation in there, rotation at the top of the boot, and then the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side. So Ninjor is pretty cool, but he's pretty much just a ninja, so they just took like a body of, you know, one of the other masters and then just made him into a ninja is really all it looks like. So he's pretty decent, but I like the colors of the black and red, and having the dragon on his chest looks pretty cool as well. But what's cool about him is that he comes with a lot of accessories. So first off, we get a sword, so we always have to have a sword with a ninja, so we get this nice like katana sword design, as well as a set of nunchucks, which is cool. And I assume with these we can take and put it onto his back. So he has like a sword sheath piece here that we can slide that into, and then maybe the nunchuck can stick down in here. I'm not exactly sure, but there's this little holder there. Of course, the other piece just has to kind of flop around, but we have that, so I assume those go in there. And then he also comes with a bow and arrow, so this is a really big mechanical like bow and arrow piece. I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna work, but I can try to get this into his hand. So there's the bow in his hand, and I assume it goes like that, and it has this like flat piece. I guess you could probably take and slide that down into here, so maybe we can do that to store this on his back instead, because it's a big bulky thing. Maybe we just, yeah, take this and slide that down in there so it stores on his back, and then we can put the sword in his hand instead. And there we go, so there's Ninjor with the sword, so that looks really cool. So I like having that, and then the bow and everything on his back there. So I like how he can like hold on to all his weapons and everything. That is pretty cool. So looks very awesome overall there for Ninjor. Well, there is our Masters of the Universe Origins Wave 4 figures, where we had Hordak, Stratos, Tri-Klops, and Ninjor. All 4 characters are pretty cool. You know, they all have the same body design stuff, so that's just what you get with the Origins figures. But I think they all look pretty cool and different and unique and everything, and I think they're all pretty cool figures, so I guess I would recommend all of these. But let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.